Welcome to More Insight. I'm your host, Chris Moore. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you comment, make sure you share. Help me grow this channel. Let's do some great things. If you want to support in even a greater way, make sure you sign up for the membership, and that helps us continue to produce more content for you all, and give you some good things about the Memphis Tigers. There are some other things that I talk about as well, but neither here nor there. Let's get right into it. One of my favorite things to do, even now, even when I was a child, I wasn't big on playing Madden and NCAA college football, not the actual game. I was always big into Dynasty mode, franchise mode. I love being able to take a program, tear it down, and rebuild the program to where it's respectable, and where we're being competitive. I love process. The results are always worth the process. You can't skip process when you're trying to get to greatness. Whether that's redshirting a freshman, whether it's turning someone who's rated a 68 overall and then helping them build into a all-star or all-American, if you will. So it takes development, it takes patience, and it takes fit. Of course, that's my thing. That's my bag. Because in another life, I'm not on YouTube. In another life, I'm in somebody's suite. I'm in the owner's suite, actually, because I would be a football GM, just a cerebral assassin, if you will. Shouts out to Triple H. And that's why what's going on with the Memphis Tigers feels so right now. It feels perfect for me. It feels like a perfect time to start covering the Memphis Tigers going forward. And one of the things that I love about it so much is it's not just, doing things just to be doing it. This is literally and legit just intentional roster reconstruction. Coach Charles Huff said he wanted to close the gap, and now he's putting actions behind those words. Now, let me be clear about something. This isn't Memphis just window shopping and just buying stuff just because they can. Memphis is executing a plan. I want you to hear that. Memphis is executing a plan. The Tigers, they're not just grabbing bodies. They're not just grabbing guys to fill a place. No, they're targeting roles. They're targeting experience. People who fit into the schemes. People who understand what Coach Huff wants. Because from what I've seen from Coach Huff, he don't like to say the same thing twice. He gives me very Mike Tomlin vibes, very, very much so. And so the connection is what matters most, because football is a relationship business, which brings me to an architect behind the scenes. Now, Coach Huff is grabbing the headlines, but I want you all to be tapped into Cory Phillips. He is the GM. And yes, he's coming from Colorado. I can already hear critics saying, but Colorado underperformed. What Dan Lanning said, they were playing for clicks, not for wins. Cool, whatever. Let's talk facts though. Talent was never the issue at Colorado. Those players that you're speaking of, they're now landing at competitive programs all over the country. Yes, do the research. The players who have left Colorado, they're not going to Wichita State. They have players who are going to Texas A&M. They have players going to Texas Tech. You have players going to Alabama in the past, Arizona State even. And that tells me everything I need to know. That it wasn't a talent evaluation problem. It was mainly chemistry. But before Colorado, Cory Phillips was recruiting at LSU. Yes, that LSU. Then Vanderbilt. And you don't get those jobs if you don't know how to identify talent. But what does Kiki Palmer says? Here's the gag. Colorado promoted someone from within the program. Now, if Cory Phillips' process was so broken, they wouldn't hire someone up who's in that same department. They would have just started over from scratch. They would have brought somebody new in with a different mindset, a different philosophy. So that tells me that his method works. Now, let's talk about the new pieces that are coming in. 2 of the 3 are from Colorado. And that makes me happy. I did follow Colorado, and I still follow Colorado since Coach Prime has gotten there. So a lot of these players I know from Well Off Media, Reach the People Media, the pregame network with Uncle Neely. So, and of course, Dukes of Scoop, who does his thing as well. So these are players who I've come to be familiar with. So I'm excited about them. Terrell Timmons Jr. Now, this is an incredible pickup. He's a 6'2" wide receiver. He's physical. He's comfortable in traffic. And here's the part that I love. He's been in rooms where it's been hard to shine. If you remember his first season there, you had Travis Hunter in the room. You had Jimmy Horn in the room. You had LeJohntay Webster. Now, those 3, not even counting Will Shepard. So those are 3 or 4 receivers that are in front of you who are now playing on Sundays. I can't hear nobody. It's crickets. So that produces one of 2 things. It produces frustration or professionalism. And Memphis is getting more of the second one. He's getting professionalism. Memphis is getting professionalism out of Terrell Timmons. He will be one of the older receivers in the room. He's going to be able to stretch the field, and he's going to be able to catch the ball at the high point. Quarterbacks are going to sleep a lot better knowing that there's guys like that on the team. Now, another receiver that Memphis added earlier last week is actually from Southern Mississippi, where Coach Huff formerly coached. And this is where relationships show up on film. Tyshawn Chapman, he's a wide receiver as well. Just last season, he had 25 catches, 448 yards, 3 touchdowns. But those numbers don't tell the story. This is a system-fluent receiver. He knows about spacing. He knows about timing. He knows about expectations. So he raises the floor of the entire wide receiver room coming in. I don't think that's also another player that Memphis picked up is in the trenches, Teen Woodsma, and he's from Old Dominion, who comes in up under the new offensive coordinator, Kevin Decker. And let me talk to the real for a second. He's 6'5", 315 pounds, and he's played over 1,000 career snaps. And in 2025, there's only 2 sacks that he's allowed on 871 snaps. That shows me he has technique, he has excellent film study, and he's accountable. Now, you can't talk about these receivers if the quarterback doesn't have time to throw the ball. We've seen quarterbacks time and time again not be able to produce because they don't have time to throw the ball. Now, the other signing that happened on Sunday, we have J'Mond Tapp on the D-line. And this is what made me excited. 6'3", 275 pounds, 70 tackles last year, 7.5 sacks on last season. One of the highest graded players in the Sun Belt Conference last year. This is someone that is going to produce for this Memphis defense. Memphis pretty much has been known for their offensive capabilities. Nah, Memphis gonna have a defense now. Nipsey Hussle once said, "I went back to the turf where the grass don't lie." That's the newest recruit, the newest commitment for the Memphis Tigers. That's Dallan Hayden right now. Dallan Hayden isn't running from competition. He's running towards his purpose because let's be honest, it's his senior year. At places like Ohio State, the talent is stocked, but the opportunity ain't really there. Coming into the Memphis Tigers, he's not going to be asked to be a role player. They're going to ask him to be a factor. And like the quarterback room, all the players are gone. Either they transferred or they graduated. Same with the running back room. Either they transferred or graduated. This Hayden is a running back with vision. He has bursts. He's not the flashiest, but he's dangerous when that rhythm hits. And the underrated part, he understands tempo. He knows when to press. He knows when to explode. He knows how to play grown man football. So this isn't just a portal win. This isn't just something to nod your head at. This is a roster building move. This is a culture move. 32 signings as of today. 32 signings are with the Memphis Tigers. That's not accidental. That's a reset. That's Coach Huff saying, I know exactly what I want this roster to look like. And you can feel it. You can see the energy. You can feel the urgency. And you can see the identity. Now, because of 2 of the 3 players that were signed, they came from Colorado. So I understand that team. People are going to say Colorado didn't win enough. And that's so lazy to say because if talent was a problem, those players wouldn't be landing where they are now. Chemistry matters, fit matters, leadership matters, and Memphis is building alignment, not just star ratings. And this is why I love Dynasty mode, because if you rush the rebuild, it falls apart. But if you trust the process, you wake up one season and you realize that you didn't just close the gap, you became the standard. Memphis is cooking in this portal, y'all. And if you're not a Tigers fan right now, give it a few months and you will be. Because this rebuild, just like they're doing in the stadium, they rebuilding that entire side of the stadium. This one, it not only feels real, but you can see that it's real. And just like in Dynasty mode, trust the GM. Shouts out to Cory Phillips. Shouts out to Coach Charles Huff. Shouts out to the entire staff at the Memphis Tigers. Y'all are killing it right now. Y'all are doing your thing. So yes, and here's the other thing. The portal does not close until January 16th. We still have more time. We still have a few more days to get some prospects in, to get some commitments in, to get some signings in. This is not the end, y'all. I can't wait to see what's next. The quarterback room is going to get more full. The wide receiver room is going to get more full. The running back room is going to get more full. Even the defense, they're going to get more full. I cannot wait to see what this Memphis Tiger team does. And I hope you join me in this journey. Again, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, I'm Chris Moore. This is More Insight. Insight you trust because there is more where it came from.